Okay, guys, namaste still. I want to share a few ideas about karma and about freeing oneself from a old karmic situation. So, when I was planning my White Rose Light Ascension program, one of the important aspects of the process is actually letting go of the old, letting go of something which is not serving us anymore. And actually, like many times, we know what that thing is, but it can be difficult to let go of that because we have some fear around that dependency. Let's say codependent situation in a relationship. That's one of the really common situation that people have, that they feel like without a certain person we cannot survive, or somehow that our identity is too tied to what a particular person thinks of us, you know. And that is the ground for kind of like all kind of emotional manipulation and dependency, codependent patterns. And actually, like when we carry, baggage, emotional baggage from our parents, from our grandparents, from our ancestors, we are kind of like faced with a challenge of working through even other people's traumas. When we start to work on our own issues, we realize that actually we are working through our grandmother's issues, we're working through our mother's issues. And, as a woman, let's say, we have to come to grips with a new role. Let's say, in the in the relationship, usually the woman had to just like submit herself to serving the whole, serving the family. But there is also a level that the woman should self-realize, and this is like, you could call it like feminine leadership, like in Aura Soma color therapy, which I used to study. This feminine leadership was the color olive green. And actually that was the favorite color of my mom always, like not really deep olive green, but like maybe a little bit like more soft version of the olive green. And so how do we work with our family karma? Um, One of the things is that when I was sharing another video where I told about a inner healing session that I had, like just in a like meditation, where I kind of faced like this figure dressed in a like metal suit, like a warriors of the past. I don't know what you call it, like armor, And I felt it was like representing my relationship with my father. And in this vision, I felt like this figure dressed in this metal armor was kind of still controlling me. Or it was like that energy was like, that you are in my control, you are in my grip. And in that vision, like, I asked for the masters to support me and help me. It was really this kind of confrontation. And it was Sai Baba who like came in that vision to kind of support me to move out from that energy. Like, before also I had that inside, like actually it was like Swami Vishwananda, like another master, who told me that I have internalized, the hate of my father in one point towards me. So that was an energetic tie that I had with my father, even though I have not been physically, you know, connected with him for tens of years, like decades. And but energetically, that has influenced me. Yeah, he's like having his own big business, and because I did my choices early on in life, that I didn't want to go to that path of like working in his company and stuff. So he was so disappointed with that he was like trying to teach us all kind of skills, including the languages. We had au pairs, that since we were children, we were, talking English at home and later on Russian. So then I became like a Russian English translator, and as my profession. That was my first university education. So, yeah, but actually, like many times, we are not aware of these kind of situations. That what kind of energetic ties we still carry around, and in those kind of like healing sessions, you can come to a healer, or you can work on these things on your own as well. Like when you meditate on a master, your favorite like beloved guru, or your form of the divine that you connect, most strongly, you can really ask for things. You can pray to be liberated from those things that don't serve you anymore. But that thing is like an onion, that you have to peel always one layer at a time. You can't go directly to the core of it directly. So like that's one thing we have to understand, that it takes time. And when we kind of like notice and become aware that okay, now we are in a situation, in a relationship which is like codependent, or which has those elements of like helplessness, or that we feel somehow victimized, or that we are like suffering from a situation that we feel like we are like caught, like that we are like stuck, or we are paralyzed in some kind of situation which is not serving us. So what is the way to start to untangle those ties? In my case, like, when we have a strong love connection to a human being, a personal, like, not perfect human being like ourselves, we get many times, wounded, because those people are not able to reflect our true essence back to us, and we are actually like looking for some mirroring of our deeper essence from that our beloved, but because that beloved in the human case is not able to mirror purely who we are, and they are not able to empower us unless they have become empowered themselves first. So that is the reason why we should always turn to the divine, to the masters inside your heart, for that real support. Because like God, the divine intelligence, consciousness, it's everywhere. And for me, like, God will always send some situation, some new person, some new opening for you to be able to, untangle something about that stuck situation. So sometimes you cannot work on that stuck situation directly. You have to go to a tangent. You have to go do another process, to be able to work on your own character, to be able to release some karmic energy, some karmic stuck energy, and serve. Why Amma and the masters are always talking about seva, about serving God? It's because when you are putting yourself in that role of service for the fellow human beings or whatever, you are actually putting yourself in the role of the mediator. You are God's hands in this world at that point. So, for me, that has been like the tool of, having that necessary detachment from those codependent situations and roles in my life. That I have had other people in my life whom I have been able to serve and who have, helped me to strengthen my identity from a different angle, from a different point of view. And this process is like a, never-ending, flow, because when you think about Feng Shui, for instance, and about how the harmony in nature is created, there is always the balance of giving and taking, So when you give, you're able to receive as well. But if you don't give nothing from yourself, you can't receive nothing, because the waters are, stagnated. They are not flowing. So basically, to be able to give something from your heart, from, in any shape or form, becomes that key for unlocking our ability to go to the growth cycle again. And that's where the true empowerment lies. That there was once this Art of Living course, and they had this really nice small nuggets, about life wisdom. And one of the principles in that teaching was like, don't lose your, your state of, or your happiness because of peanuts. Like peanuts, we always get some peanuts in life, right? But are those things worth, losing our, happiness for those things? And another thing, yesterday, there was this Shaolin Kung Fu master who said that when you get a hit first time, it really hurts, because we are not prepared to let it go. We are kind of holding on to that pain of that hit. But in the next level of the process, we can take the hit and we can learn to release it. So the more we get a hit, the more deeper we have to release it. And that really struck to me also as a beautiful metaphor, that we have to let go of that anxious, like knot in our stomach or whatever, we have to learn to relax those things. And also there was this one monk who said that his mission in life was to think about how many people he could make happy every day. Like that was his spiritual practice. How many people he could make happy. For me that was so beautiful. Like that's so out of the norm of a Western mindset, let's say. But yeah, that's a totally like enlightened perspective in life, Yeah, but letting go of the old also involves like meeting a pain and meeting an attachment to that old thing, your old identity. So like when Tony Robbins is always saying like, you know, you have to recreate your, you know, narrative, your identity. It means like when you are talking about something of your past, or yeah, that you should like think how you are creating that problem in your mind still, you know. So how to learn to change your narrative about life, you know, in a way that it becomes more empowering. The language which we use, it's so crucial. When we, you know, repeat negative thoughts and negative phrases every day, what are those, you know, expressions that we keep repeating, which are like really putting us down in one point, you know. Um, like my partner sometimes, you know, he's coming from this kind of, you know, background where this kind of like brutal language was maybe like, you know, the norm. So sometimes, you know, like I just feel like, you know, everything in life cannot be just bullshit, or, you know, breaking the balls of a man, or, you know, this kind of like, you know, taking in the ass. That's another, you know, favorite topic. You know, so when you repeat this kind of like negative phrases, you know, that becomes your experience of life actually. Mm, so that's also really like something worthwhile to consider. How to, you know, bring, you know, down those negative expressions and express those same things in different words, like which would not be so strong, so negative, you know. Anyway, these were some thoughts today. I hope you enjoyed it. God bless.